Morning, another lost railway town this morning, and it's another coastal town. Sadly, it's my last day in Scotland today. I've been up here a week and I've come to have a look around the lost railway town of Fraserburgh. Fraserburgh is more commonly known as the Broch, which is an old Scots word for fort. What was the other place we've been to this week? Was it Buchan? Or was it Burghead that had the same nickname for the town? So this is the beach just to the south of the town centre. So what can we tell you about this town? Population of around 12,500 people. It's in the county of Aberdeenshire. Fraserburgh's industry doesn't really take a genius, does it? Like every coastal town I've visited in Scotland this week, it's all about the fishing. Got here that Fraserburgh is one of the largest shellfish ports in Europe. It was also for herring, historically whaling, and it's still an active port and commercial harbour, and you can see a lot of the stuff for the offshore wind farms. Some of the sizes of the fishing boats here just absolutely blew me away when we came here earlier this week. And I'm used to going to places like Bridlington and some of the coastal places in Wales. I was looking at them on Google Maps. I honestly, at first glance, thought that they were cruise ships. They're so big, they're so much bigger than used to seeing. Look at the size of that one there, FR249, Grateful. I mean, but just while we're studying, while we're on the subject of the harbours and the fishing industry and everything around the ports here at Fraserburgh, but just look at the maps, just look how many different harbours there are here. I think, is it 9? I saw written down somewhere. There's a mausoleum. And this is Saltoun Square. Am I saying that right? Saltoun. It's also the home to the Museum of Scottish Lighthouses, which I find a little bit strange because I don't think there are any lighthouses actually in Fraserburgh. But what about its railway history? So this is Links Road. It's a dead end. It's a road to nowhere now. But if I just fetch you onto where the reason I'm coming up here is we can see a bridge on old photographs. And that bridge was right here, and we'll be looking right over the railway line here as it makes its approach into the town. So the station's just off to the left, just up there. We're walking down this road, which is roughly on the alignment of the railway line as it makes its way into Fraserburgh. So just as we're walking up to where the station was, we'll tell you a little bit about the railway history in Fraserburgh. So the station opened in 1865 by the Formartine and Buchan Railway. That was known as the Buchan Lines. It later became part of the Great North of Scotland Railway. We also had a junction to the south of the town with a branch line to St Coombs. And that was the Fraserburgh and St Coombs, or is it Combs? I'm not quite sure the pronunciation, light railway. And that opened in 1903, and that closed in 1965, which was when the main line into Fraserburgh closed as well for passengers. It was a terminus station, and it was also known as Fraserburgh for Rosehearty and New Aberdour until 1938. And we're just getting into the site of the station now. You'd never guess that there was a railway station here. So there are some clues that the railway station was here, and we've got some old photographs so we can just pull up some comparison shots. And if we just try to line this one up right, we've got a good comparison looking down the station, and look, we can see that's a hall just in front, that decorative building. We've got a photo by John McIntyre. God, those seagulls are noisy, aren't they? It's all gated up today, we can't get in there, but that building you can see there, look, can you see the two entrances in there? Now we can see that on the old maps, and that is a remain. I think we're at a good shed. should point out as well, sorry, the line was still open for freight until 1979, so that clung on quite a while after passenger services stopped, didn't it? I've got another photograph for comparison. I don't know the correct angle to get it here, but look, just look at that wall there. You see the wall just on the right of the shot there? We can see that wall in one of the old photographs, because right where that modern brown building is there was the station building, and that's now a job centre plus. But that wall, the remaining wall there, just gives a good point of reference, doesn't it? That's a nice old building, isn't it? Like, you can see that in all the old photographs. So you stand here today, just looking back on the site of the station there, it just makes you realise they did a really good job at getting this right into the heart of the fishing industry, look. Sadly, out of all the towns I visited this week, it's probably the one that's looking the most run down, unfortunately. Which is a shame, as it's got some lovely architecture, just like this church that's in the middle of a roundabout now. And that's a wrap for my videos in Scotland. I hope my regular viewers have enjoyed looking around a different part of the UK. And if you're a new viewer that's just joined me as a result of these videos in Scotland, then welcome. Have a look back at some of the other videos that I've done. Really enjoyed myself this week. It's been fantastic. So as always, I'd just like to thank all my channel members and anyone who supports the channel. Don't forget you can become a channel member for just £1.99, and that helps just to support with the running costs of the channel, and you get early access to new videos, and you also get a little bit of extra members only content as well on there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video, wherever it will be. Ta-ra.